Hey, this is my newly, I won't say acquired, but newly put together Whirlpool. This started out as a Whirlpool WTW4815 EW0 that I have now converted into a WTW4816 FW2. As you can see, it's got this control panel, and most importantly, has the proper programming to utilize the old direct drive style agitators with the big fins. I did have to use the top off of a Kenmore washer because the 4816 FW2 control board requires a newer style lid lock that my 4815 top does not fit. That one requires a screw to hold it in place. This one just snaps into place. So I couldn't reuse the top, but otherwise they are identical, so I'm not too worried about that. But I took the wiring harness from a Kenmore, a really basic Kenmore with a Agitator, which is where this top came from. And I have a 4816 control panel from one that had a defective transmission. So this one has been put together and is now a working 4816. The original 4815 also had a bad gear case, but I was able to take the gear case from that Kenmore to put into this one. You might be asking yourself, why do all that work if the Kenmore was all put together? Well, the thing is, this 4815 was my father's washing machine, and it was what was in his house before he passed away, and so this machine does have a bit of sentimental value. I sold it to him as a 4815, of course, back in 2022, and it has been nice and reliable for him until about a year ago when the transmission started getting loud in the spin cycle. He continued to use it that way. He didn't want it repaired. He said it worked fine. He didn't mind the noise, so I never did put a new gear case in it. But now that it's come in my possession, it has been repaired and upgraded to what I feel like is a far more versatile machine than the 4815. 4815 didn't really like big loads, wouldn't turn over comforters. It was basically a wash plate washer. And so now we have a proper agitator in here, and this is going to be a lot nicer of a machine that I plan to hang on to for a long time. It still needs cleaned, still needs work, but I just wanted to show off that this is a conversion that can be done on these 4815 washers, but do be aware if you have a newer revision control board, like I said, this one's an FW2, you will have to replace the wiring harness that goes down to the drive motor, the pump, and the shifter, because the connectors to the control board are different. And thankfully I had that wiring, but I would try to get like a FW0 or FW1 that would probably have the same plugs as a 4815 EW0. But otherwise it's working well. I've ran a few loads through it. That's been fine. Spins nice and quiet now thanks to the donor gear case. And yeah, this is going to be a lot nicer of a machine. And one that I plan on keeping around for a while. But yeah, this walk over here. This was the original agitator from the 4815. And as you can see, it's basically a glorified wash plate. Where that's a direct drive circulator, which has nice big paddles. So this essentially, it really doesn't fill, any further than probably about here or here if you select deep water. And it's meant to act as a wash plate. It's not meant to be an agitator. And it worked okay on small to medium loads, but it would not handle a full-size load like what this does. So it's a conversion I'm happy to have done. As you can see, this thing's disgusting. My dad and his lady were a heavy user of fabric softener, but all is well. And this machine is running the heavy duty cycle on basically just all default settings, heavy soil level, cold water because it's all that's outside right now. One rinse with fabric softener and auto sensing. So, but yeah, these I will say these VMWs do not come apart nearly as well as a direct drive of the same or even older age does. These, I don't know if they changed the metal that the drive hub is made out of, or the spin tube shaft is made of, but these will get like rust welded on to nobody's business. And I actually destroyed the transmission, the old one, in this washer, getting this tub off. I had to cut the spanner nut off with a die grinder, and then literally put a gear puller on there and basically explode the transmission underneath before it finally pushed the tub up off the spin tube shaft. Thankfully, the transmission was bad, so I didn't really care about destroying it, but I've never had that difficult of a time in any direct drive. I have had to use the gear puller before on a direct drive, but the transmissions are built on those to where they can really take that kind of abuse. So yeah, if you go to take one of these apart to clean it and that tub is not wanting to come out and you still need that washer to work, I advise you just stop. I've unfortunately destroyed a couple of transmissions on these before trying to get the tubs off, and it's just not worth it. These unfortunately are very disposable. But yep, it's basically just a ramble for me. And I did do what Pat Cola did on this machine, and I took the flow restrictors out, and it feels so much faster now. It's no difference from taking like 10 minutes to fill the tub to like 3 or 4 minutes maybe. So anyways, just a quick ramble from me. And yeah, any 4815 owners that are inclined to do this, it is possible. And the reason why you have to do this is the fact that this is a wash plate basically, and this the programming on this board gives us a much longer agitation stroke than this. And I tried this a long time ago when this was still a 4815 and this was my daily use washer. And it would spin way too much, and the outer tub would get going really fast, and it was just, I could tell it was putting a huge strain on the transmission, so on the gear case and the splitch. So I took that right back out. It's not going to work. But otherwise, yeah, these machines can be turned into proper agitator washers. But that's enough rambling. Just a little showcase of what I've been up to the past couple of days. Like I said, it was like, no joke, took me probably altogether about 3 hours, running to the store included, to buy a die grinder to get the tub out of this thing. It was that seized on. But we got her, and this will live on to be a much better machine, and will be a permanent member of my collection. Anyways, hope you didn't mind or even enjoyed my ramble, and I will see y'all later. Oh, focus, go nuts. Going really nuts. Alright, well, you get it. It's a 4816. Alright, bye-bye.